Hello, ladies and gentlemen on YouTube. It is back. The 9th season of the long-standing NNSCRA Marvel Studios Cup Series. Can you believe it? 9 seasons and we are still going strong. And this season looks to be promising to be one of the best seasons in the history of the series. Anyways, I am Levi McIntyre, the voice of the NNSCRA Marvel Studios Cup Series, here to welcome you to Daytona Speedweek, as we kick off Speedweek with the Budweiser Clash, the short 10-lap dash between 21 drivers who have either won the Budweiser Clash back when it was the Budweiser Shootout, or was a pole sitter in the previous season back in Season 8. And yes, only 21 cars in this race, but still plenty to have a good, exciting daytime event here at Daytona. Now, let me run you down through all of the events going on for Daytona Speedweek. So, basically what we are doing starting this season, well, it might be a one-season thing depending on what happens with the big Season 10 coming up, is that every race, including the Daytona 500, is going to be knockout qualifying. So there is a chance that perhaps a former champion doesn't qualify for a race. So basically how the events of Speedweek is going to go, we're doing the Budweiser Clash here today. This Wednesday we are doing the Gatorade Duels, no preset front row or anything like that. Every spot matters. And how it's going to be determined? Well, since there are 50 drivers this season, in each duel it's going to be whoever finishes in the top 20 in both of those duel races, and with the results will set the starting order for the Daytona 500. And then starting with race number 2, we're going to show the results of knockout qualifying for each group of drivers, and whoever was the top 20 best in each of those qualifying sessions will make the final race. So just to add an element of unpredictability, so to speak, and make the championship battle feel even more important. So, with all that said and done, let's take a look at the starting lineup for today's event, the Budweiser Clash. Starting on the front row, we have Kyle Matthews on the pole for this race, with teammate Jessica Shelton starting next to him in second. Row 2, we have Ryan Acosta and our Season 8 champion looking to go 2 in a row, Seth Cole. Row 3, we have Dylan Young and Cody Lamas. Row 4, we have the returning Dylan Poteet. He is back for the first time in a couple of seasons, and he's in this race due to being a former winner of the Clash. Starting next to him is Melissa Alexander. Row 5, we have Alyssa Drayson and Zachary Fitzwater. Row 6, we have Jesse Turner, Rob Evans. Row 7, we have Cole Deaver, Joey Parkhill. Row 8, we have Jay Jefferson and James Qualls. Row 9, we have Jordan Forbes, Matt McIntyre. Row 10, Keith Miller Jr. and Dylan Jacobs. And then starting last is Rafael Leduc. With that said, let's get the command to fire engines for the Budweiser Clash to kick off Daytona Speedweek.
Drivers, start your engines.
As all 21 drivers roll on the track for their pace lap. Quick little run through with some of these drivers starting up here at the front of this race. So Kyle Matthews, back in last season, had arguably the best season of his entire career. Only 2 wins, but remained very, very consistent all season long, and was within reach of the championship. He lost by only 40 points to to the eventual champion Seth Cole. Maybe he's looking for this season to be the season he can finally wrap it all up together in a nice little bow. And then Jessica Sheldon, on the other hand, definitely wants to forget about last season as she went winless, had one of the worst average finishes of the season, and finished second to last in the point standings. So she definitely is looking forward to having a much better season. Ryan Acosta, on the other hand, had a very excellent season in Season 8. 2 wins, 5th in the point standings, also was in the championship hunt. And there is our previous season champion, Seth Cole. 3 wins, and won the championship by 1 point over Cody Lamas, who's starting in the 6th position. Little change of scenery, a new number, but the same team. And then Dylan Young, who also had a season he'd like to forget. Pace car pulling into pit road, and ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in over a month, it is time to boogity 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 go racing. Man, what a wild first lap, and they were 4 wide. They actually still are 4 wide towards the back. I don't see that working out for very much longer, and there they go. 3-car incident. Joey Parkhill, Cody Lamas, and Melissa Alexander involved, although Melissa manages to go by without much problem. But Lamas and Parkhill ended up getting a little bit of damage as a result. I kind of had a feeling once I saw them 4 wide back there, something had to give. I thought they were going to give room to one another to keep it at 3 wide, but wasn't meant to be, as Ryan Acosta led the first lap and will lead to the caution. I think this is the first time in quite a while that we've had a caution come out during the clash. So you can definitely tell that the energy is very, very, very high here this season, especially because it's a 50-driver field, and with knockout qualifying going forward, drivers are looking to do all they can to get as much points as possible. Despite this being basically a non-points event, they're all fired up and just ready to just go full strength here at the beginning. But yeah, Melissa Alexander just gets by without much problem. Cody Lamas ended up getting kind of crunched up into the wall. Meanwhile, Joey Parkhill ended up getting the most of it, even though he might still be able to be up to speed. We'll find out eventually, but we're going to go ahead and take a look at the replay of what brought the, of what brought the caution out for the first time today here at Daytona. So here's a look at how this all starts. So they are 4 wide in the back. It's with Dylan Jacobs, Joey Parkhill, Melissa Alexander, and Cody Lamas, as they are all around the 15th position, roughly. Yeah, they go 4 wide across the line here, and I thought for a moment things was going to settle down, but Parkhill's still underneath of his wife, Melissa Alexander, right there, and Dylan Jacobs, on the other hand, wasn't really giving a whole lot of room for Joey to try and get in line behind the 78. So then when we go into turn 1 here, they just stay 4 wide and not really giving each other a whole lot of room to work with. And we're actually going to switch to helicopter camera to get the best view of everything that goes down. And I'm going to think, yeah, Dylan Jacobs touches the apron slightly and gets a little tight in the corner, and then just gets up into Joey Parkhill, and then Parkhill just ends up getting sandwiched between Dylan Jacobs and Melissa Alexander, and then Lamas gets pushed up into the wall, and then Parkhill gets turned around. And that's how all this starts. But luckily, very little damage to the 78, a little more damage to the 77 and the 84, but as I said, I feel like they might still have a chance to win this race, but we'll find out in just a moment as we're going to take you to the restart here at Daytona. Well, no drivers out of the race. We just got past the halfway point, so this race is going to end up being a little bit shorter than I thought. But when we get back to green flag racing, it'll be 4 laps to go. So I got a feeling if we get another caution somehow, that will end this clash. But anyways, Ryan Acosta leads here at Daytona with Rafael Leduc already up to 2nd. 3rd is Keith Miller Jr., 4th Jay Jefferson, 5th Jordan Forbes. 6th is Dylan Young, 7th Seth Cole, 8th Jesse Turner, 9th Dylan Jacobs, 10th is Cole Deaver. 11th is Rob Evans, 12th Dylan Poteet, 13th James Qualls, 14th Alyssa Drayson, 15th Kyle Matthews, 16th Jessica Shelton, 17th Matt McIntyre, 18th Zachary Fitzwater, 19th Melissa Alexander, 20th is Cody Lamas, and then 21st is Joey Parkhill. Forgot to mention a big swing in terms of some new teams and new manufacturer changes. Such as an example, the Shadow Call Racing team has been formed, and that's a 4-car operation owned by both Dylan Jacobs and Scott Groverston, although Scott Groverston not in this race. Same with rookie Riley Henry, but the 2 other drivers a part of the team, Dylan Jacobs and Jordan Forbes, are in this race, and they are a Dodge team. Meanwhile, Zev Bellringer Enterprises switch over to Toyota for the season. Meanwhile, up here at the front, Rafael Leduc had an excellent restart and is trying to get the lead from Ryan Acosta. I'm going to go back to the back and watch the 84 and the 77. It looks like the 77's still very much up to speed, although the 84 of Lamas looks like he's going to be slightly off the pace, which is unfortunate. So the 84 of Cody Lamas looks like will not have a chance to win the Budweiser Clash to get some momentum going. Meanwhile, back up at the front, Jay Jefferson leads the way here at Daytona. Dylan Young following suit behind him, but look who's right up here. Seth Cole, the Season 8 champion, and I believe won the Budweiser Clash back in Season 7, so he's looking to join Dylan Young in being the only other 2-time winner of the Clash. And he's in a pretty good spot, although Dylan Young, as I said, the only 2-time winner of the Clash, he's looking to make history and go for a 3rd Clash victory. He won the Clash, if I recall, back in Seasons 2 and 3. He's looking to go for a 3rd. Meanwhile, Seth Cole looking for his 2nd Clash victory, as it's now 2 laps to go, and it's getting really, really racy up here at the front. Jefferson still hanging on to the top spot for the time being. Meanwhile, Seth Cole right on his tail, but right behind him, Rob Evans. Same team of Evans Gardner Motorsports, but with a different number, the number 44. Sadly, though, his teammate Johnny Gardner could not make this race as he didn't get a pole in the previous season. Meanwhile, Seth Cole is now taking the lead from Jay Jefferson as we're getting ready to come off of turn 4 to get the white flag. So we're getting close to the end of this special event. Seth Cole leads, but it's going to be 3 wide at the line. White flag is out, and here comes Jordan Forbes in the 39. And keep this in mind, he's the previous Clash winner. He won back in Season 8 in the Clash. He's looking to repeat what Dylan Young did and get 2 in a row. And he's looking really, really good to pull it off. Although he's going to end up leaving the bottom lane open. Let's go to helicopter camera. Yeah, he's going to end up causing Jesse Turner to try and take the spot over. Rob Evans trying to block, and he does an excellent block, blocking the 17 of Jesse Turner in that final charge. As we're coming out of turn number 4 for the final time, checkered flag is getting ready to wave. Rob Evans is going to win the Budweiser Clash to kick off Daytona Speedweek at Daytona. From out of nowhere at the end, Rob Evans wins the Clash. And man, we had several opportunities to see a repeat winner or even history-making winner. But Rob Evans spoiled every bit of that and picks up the win to kick off Daytona Speedweek. Can he carry this momentum forward to the duels on Wednesday? We'll have to wait until then. But let's look at the rest of the results. Jesse Turner almost had it in the bag until he got blocked there at the end by the 44, but still, great start to Daytona Speedweek for him. Cole Deaver in his hero's car in the black number 3 as he finishes in the 3rd spot, ironically. Dylan Young tried hard to pick up the 3rd Clash win of his career, but still is going to settle with a 4th place run. And then Rafael LeDuc, great run in 5th. Then the rest of the top 10, Alyssa Drayson, who kind of came out of nowhere to get a good finish. Jordan Forbes almost had it, almost went for 2 in a row. Dylan Jacobs, coming back after being kind of involved in the only caution, gets an 8th place run. Kyle Matthews with a solid 9th, and Keith Miller Jr. rounding out the top 10. And then there is the rest of your top 20, along with Cody Lamas finishing dead last, so tough break for the 84, but still got 2 more events to go in Speed Week, and maybe he might make something happen. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and congratulations to Rob Evans for picking up the Clash victory. We will see you this Wednesday for the Gatorade Duels. Until then, this is Levi McIntyre, signing off.